Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Sunniva.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at Middle Ages.
This is a new game from Mark Andre published by Studio H.
It plays from 2 to 5 players in 30 minutes.
In 2017, we got a game at Spiel. That game was Majesty for the Realm. And as you see, we still have it, which means that we do like the game. And now, 7 years later, Mark Andre has revisited that game, and now we have Middle Ages. This is not going to be like mostly a comparison, it's going to be like a review of this game, but I'm going to also briefly speak about the changes so that if you already own Majesty, you might be able to like find out if you need to get this new one. I don't know if it's still available, so probably if you want to get into it now, it's going to be Middle Ages anyways. In this game, which is a pretty simple, light game, you're going to draft tiles. In this game, you're going to have a King Domino style draft where tiles are being placed out based on their numbers, and then you are going to place your little dude on a horse person. You're going to place your horse person, and then when everybody has placed their horse person, you're going to move your horse person in from left to right, like in King Domino. I'm basically just like thinking people know how the drafting King Domino works. Yeah. I think most people know it. It works like the thing I said now. The player who's on the left is going to choose first. The player who's to the right is going to choose last. So if I go from here to there, which is like the worst tile, I get that tile, but I also know I'm going to be first next time. When I leave a tile, I'm going to take the tile, I'm going to place it on my player board, and then I'm going to do the ability for the tile, and I'm going to get the income for the tile. So for example, the rampart here tells me that I can take my little tile, and there's supposed to be more rows of tiles. Just pretend that there's another row here. I can reserve this, so when we get to that row later, only I can place there. I don't have to, but I could. And also then I'm going to get 2 money for each field and each rampart I already own. So right now I would get 2. So you're trying to build up tiles on your player board to score the most points possible. There are tiles that gives you like a extra money tile. So let's say I know I'm going to have a lot of ramparts and fields. I could place that here. So every time now I get 3 coins for each field and each rampart. There's also over here by the palace, I can get another tile with a symbol on it. So I could place that here. So now I will get 2 coins for all of these 3 instead of just these 2. So you can manipulate a bit how the scoring works. But mainly you want to get these different things. There's a barracks that attack other people. They will give you money and they will have to destroy one of their buildings. If they don't have enough ramparts to defend for it, you have a workshop like a village over here where you can rebuild your tiles and all of these different things, manipulations, some attacking, some taking coins from other people, but most of the time building up your engine to try to score the most points. The player who has the most coins after you have played 16 rounds, taken 16 tiles, is going to be the winner. You mostly want to like focus on a couple of things, but you're going to lose 10 points for each of the 8 you don't have any of at the end of the game. And that is basically how you play Middle Ages. Artwork, component, say words.
Yes, it looks good. The artwork is nice, and I love that it all comes together when you build something in your village. They fit into each other. Mm-hmm. So for example, they have unique like shapes, and also the illustration kind of blends into each other, so that is really satisfying.
It ends up looking like a kind of a weird village, because like in our village we have rows of different buildings.
Yes.
But I really like the interlocking thing.
Yeah, and these pieces also feel satisfying that they fit perfectly in there like puzzle pieces.
There's also a rulebook in the game. It's very short. It is only like 7 pages, and 2 of them is an example of a turn, which means it's a very short rulebook, because I basically explained the whole game to you in the overview, except for like some of the abilities. So it's a very straightforward game. It's a 1 page of setup. It has the gameplay, which is mostly how the different things work, and that's the game. Like, it's a very straightforward game. You take a tile, you place it, you do the thing, done. So it doesn't need a big rulebook, and it's a very simple rulebook. It also doesn't need
a player aid.
Yes.
And it hasn't got one.
No. I wouldn't be sad if there was one, but like these are very intuitive and easy to understand.
It's basically a player aid right there.
Did you play the game?
Yes, we played it with 2 and 4 players, and it has taken us 20 to 45 minutes.
Yeah, so which one did you like the most of those two?
I think like I like 2-player better because it went so smooth and
Yes.
quick. That was the play that took 20 minutes.
Yes, it would be weird if it was the other way around.
Yes, that's true. But I think like I wouldn't play it with 5. I think 4 players was a long enough game, and it was enough interaction that there to keep me satisfied. What did you think?
I agree. Especially for one reason, that it's kind of clunky to replace these every single round. So when everybody has moved and you have like one tile is going to be gone because there's going to be one more tile than number of players, you then, let's pretend these are not the same tiles, you have to draw the same tiles, then you have to order them in the right order, and then you have to place them. So what I ended up doing was, when it was not my turn, I would draw tiles and I would just sort them and place them in stacks, so it was easy to just put them out. But that also felt better in 2-player because I only had 3 tiles, not 5 tiles to do that with all the time. So in 5 players, you're going to have 6 tiles to pick up, look at, sort, place, after every round, which kind of adds to the, like, just a clunkiness, which I did not enjoy that much. But if you like make the tiles like the stacks beforehand, some would argue that, oh, but you can then remember, but you can't if you're not like know everything about the game. There are also some events that's going to come out every 4 rounds. So you're going to have an event. It might be like, for every field you have, get 2 coins. Everybody loses a building. Everybody gets to repair a building. You get 2 coins for every different kind of building you have. And these are open, so you know them from the beginning of the game, so you can build into them. I felt that those are like bonus points. It didn't feel like that will win you the game. Because like, oh, you get a coin for every chest you have. And let's say you have 7. Then I place a tile and I get 20 points. So it's like, in the end of the game, you might do that. So it didn't feel like that changed the game enough for me. They were there.
Yeah, there's a little thing to focus on if you're just like, oh no, I had to get this field now because nobody wanted that, but I'll be first next round and I will get 2 extra points for that one. That's neat.
This is like a tiny little thing added to it.
Thing.
And we'll change a bit of the variability because the variability isn't very high. You basically are going to do the same thing every time you play, like the same thing. You might this time, I might go for the barracks instead of the fields, but that doesn't like feel like a different game. Do you agree with that?
I agree. I think the thing that changes it up a bit is these add-ons that you can place with the more like the better buildings over here. So you might use this action a lot to get points for something else that it isn't normally there. That makes replayability a little higher.
How do you feel about the attacking in the game?
It's a little worse here than in Majesty. I'm going to compare them a little bit because here also you have to give away 2 points.
Yes, and also over here.
Oh yeah, here as well. So that's a kind of a little more negative, but it's because of this building, I can repair stuff, and because of this building, I have the ability to defend myself if I prioritize getting these, and I also get point for them.
Yes, and you get to reserve a time.
Yes, so I'm totally fine with attacking in this game because I have ways to go around that.
Yeah, I feel like we spoke about most things in this game. I enjoyed the thing for what it is. I'm just going to briefly go through some changes because if you play Majesty, you might already see that there are big changes. And if you are like, oh, should I go and find the old version or the new version? Basically, the draft is completely different. You're drafting there with a row of cards with meeples that you place meeples from the left to the right, and you take the first card. You don't place any meeple on. So it's like a fight of getting those meeples. Sometimes you might take a card you don't want because you need more meeples. There are less buildings that have like an ability. Here, all the buildings have an ability. You cannot like change this. Also, they're taking away all the final scoring. They also balanced everything a bit. Like it feels like in Majesty, you have like the royalty cards. If you let somebody get all of those, they might just win the game because those are going to end up being so much points. But here it's more, everything could be as good. And they also taken away like the majority, and there's like points for having different things. They kind of have that here still with a -10, but they've taken away the majority. How do you feel about that?
I don't mind the changes that they've done. I think that Majesty is like, it's a little lighter. It takes a little shorter time. The box for Majesty says 20 to 30 minutes. But this is like, they've added some complexity. But I think they're both good, and I like the things in both games.
Yes.
In Majesty, you have the locations are not like this cardboard thing.
Nope.
It's cards.
Everything is cards.
So you also have like an A side and a B side. So you have like different things that you're scoring for on both sides, and you can also, for replayability, mix them up and play some with A, some with B. I enjoyed that. I think this is kind of the replacement.
Yes.
And the other ability that you can get with this tile, I don't know what I prefer.
I feel like the variability is going to be higher in Majesty, but I feel like this is more of the balanced way. I feel like it's a bit more clunky. I like this drafting better.
I like the domino drafting.
But it is a bit more clunky with replacing all of the time. So it's kind of like has things I like better and things I don't like better. But who do you think this is for, and what do you think is the weight of this game?
I think this is a light game, and I think this is a game for people who wants like a game where you can do a little bit, you feel really good when you get these combos.
Yeah.
And also you want, you have some conflict with the attacking, you have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
As I said, there's ways to get around it with picking the rampage. And also you can repair them again, but just so you know.
Yeah, and it doesn't really bother me because it's like a super light, short game. So it's not like a big part. And you taking 2 coins from me, it's not like stopping me from doing my thing. It's the buildings are like the biggest thing, but then you can easily work towards not being taken those buildings from you.
Yeah.
So let's do some final thoughts for this game. But before that, if you are new to our channel and you enjoy what we do here, you can help us out in a big way. It means more than you think, to give us a victory point.
And we get victory points when you click that subscribe button. You can also click the bell to get notifications every time we post a new video.
Final thoughts, Middle Ages, go.
I liked it. I also like Majesty. I don't love either of them. I think they're nice games. I enjoy my time when I play them, but I don't need to play them all the time. They're just like very light games.
Yeah.
This is, they're, I don't know which one I would like to keep.
It's very hard, actually.
That's why I'm actually struggling with, because I liked some parts. We actually played Majesty again to get
ready for this review.
Better comparison of the two. But I think there is things in Majesty I like more, and things in this I like more. If you have Majesty from before, I think you from this review hopefully know if this is gonna be for you or not.
Yes.
But I still don't know.
No, it's kind of hard. Like right now, we need to keep both just to like decide, but we don't need both in the collection.
Yes, that's the thing. My rating is gonna land on like a 6.5. I think this is a solid game.
It's kind of weird because you're saying a 6.5, but it's still want to keep one of them.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird because like just the other day we might have called a game or like gone through the collection and be like, we don't need it. It's like a 7, but we don't need it. But that's like I spoke to another gamer about here the other day. Like it's more like it fits this slot in the collection, and like the Majesty filled slot need to be fit in some way. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 as well. I enjoy my time playing it. It's not one I will choose to play just us two. It will be more of a this fills a need. It's a fun little game, very quick, easy to get to the table, but not one that's like high on my list of like, oh, this is so cool, so tense, so cool decisions. More like, oh, that is cool, I will go there then and take that tile. More of that kind of game. So yeah, 6.5 from both of us.
Yes.
If you have any questions, let us know in the comments. Do you like Majesty? Let us know. And well, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Johannes.
I'm Cinema.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.